Hi, Cancer friends. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. I hope everything is good for you as you are entering the March season, which is also the spring season. I can't even believe that we're already a quarter of the way, or just about a quarter of the way through the new year. It is motoring by. 2020 is motoring by pretty fast. So we just want to get you centered, get you focused. Make sure you're not, kind of dawdling and kind of, rolling around in the dust that's settling from 2019 and into 2020. There is some good information out there about the full moon that's coming in on March 9th. So check out the full moon view on the playlist here. It's absolutely free. You can just listen to it and see what the moon is talking about. I do recommend for everybody this month to get a full moon reading because the information is, well, when you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. So you'll definitely want to know where you sit in the scheme of things, or in relationship to the lunar cycles. You want to tap in right now. The last few months have been really powerful, new moons and full moons, and they've been leading up to this point. And then by this being the last full moon before the spring season, or before the spring equinox comes in, yeah, you'll want to get that reading for sure. All right, so part of what's happening with the new moon is, or excuse me, with the full moon, is this idea of celebrating the harvest before it comes, celebrating the seeds that you've already planted so far, and they're coming into fruition. But you have to know that it's happening, and the act of faith is to be thankful and be grateful before it comes in. You're not waiting to see it before you go, oh yay, thanks. You're actually expecting it and expanding your expectation of what that looks like. So that said, I wanted to pull from the Law of Attraction cards. I like these cards. It's money in the Law of Attraction, which I use these for money readings, but I really like them because they help you shift your mind. It helps you think about things differently, and a lot of times when people have financial issues, it's because of how they're thinking about their money. So this card that I pulled for you says, I want to harmonize with my desire. I want to harmonize with my desire. And this image is of a woman. She's looking up. Her eyes are closed, which to me implies that this vision is coming from within. It's not from outside of her. And she is connecting to this bird that has, the path of the bird is circling around her. It looks like it could be around the breast or the heart, and then up and over her and into this circle. And then that to me is the circle of life, and the bird to me represents a certain level of freedom that's attached to that. So harmonizing with your desire is most important. It seems like when you think about what you want, it is harmonized, but sometimes that's not the case, because we have these little voices in our head, could be from our parents or our grandparents or other people around us, that'll tell us that what we want is not special enough, or what we want is not good enough, or what it is that we desire is too much, or something like that. But we want to just like get the harmony with it so that you're not having this internal conflict around what it is that you truly desire. It says, anytime you feel negative emotions, stop and say, something is important here. Otherwise, I would not be feeling this negative emotion. What is it that I want? So if you're having a feeling, if you're not feeling good, if something is funky today, ask yourself, what is it that you want? Okay? And then simply turn your attention to what you do want. In the moment you turn your attention to what you want, the negative attraction will stop. And in the moment the negative attraction stops, the positive attraction will begin. And in that moment, your feeling will change from not feeling good to feeling good. That is the process of pivoting. And I've been hearing that a lot. I've talked to someone about that book, The Pivot. Everybody's been talking about the pivot. The pivot is the point at which you make a turn. It's a fulcrum, and it is a balance point. And at Wooing Nature, we know that health and wellness is attached to balance. So that fulcrum or that pivot point for you, that point of change for you, is really significant because it's actually a point of balance. And if you are able to stay there for just a second before you make the pivot, you'll really get some powerful information while you're in motion or in getting ready to make that change. Okay, there's important information there. That's also a point at which you become like a channel and the spirit can speak directly to you. So meditation, Cancer, might be a good tool for you in the month of March as you are making your changes and as you are making your shift. Okay, first shift is the shift in thinking, and then after that is the shift in everything else. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to jump right into the Sun and Moon Tarot. I chose this deck because the moon is really speaking to me right now, speaking to all of us. So I wanted to touch in and tap into the moon and to the moon energy with these cards. So the first card up I have is Victory. March represents victory. You've been climbing, you've been reaching, you've been going through the fire, and now you've gotten a handle on it, and you can say, yay for me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm headed in the right direction, and there's nobody now that can turn me back. There again, talking about that pivot. Talking about the pivot. I see you on that precipice of change. We've got the King of Swords energy, which means that this is you become a master of your own thoughts. Mastering the thought, again, goes back to what we talked about harmonizing yourself with your desire, with what's going on with you, and changing your thinking. The King of Swords upright is a master of his own or her own thoughts. And so the thinking has to be clear. Your understanding of yourself is clear, and you're able to delineate what to do next without a whole lot of problems. This is also a good position to be in to make decisions, especially executive decisions, if you need to make those. If you're in a position where you need to make some executive decisions at work or for yourself, then you're in a good space to do that, probably because you're feeling good, because you're feeling victorious. And when you do feel that, when you're in a good space, a good head space, or when you do feel confident in yourself, or you're feeling like you're in a good place, then you can always you always feel confident in the decisions that you're making, and that's where you want to be right now. I see you moving through being divinely guided, and then I also see some manifestation there, I see some manifestation there, and you'll need to pay attention to what's going on around you, social circles, things like that, where people are able to come together, and that will lead you to the next step. There's a lot of power in that. We've got the Lovers card here. So for some of you, this is about relationships. This is about relationship. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be also a business partnership. But mainly we think about commitments with you and another person, usually you and one other person, that allows things to grow and move forward, or allows you to be at your emotional and spiritual center. And then that's when things kind of can come together for you even better. So look at partnerships. Partnerships are favored during the month of March for you, Cancer. And like I said, it could be a relationship. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be if you're already in a relationship with somebody, it's an opportunity for you all to grow together. So now that you're on top of your game, you can like spend some quality time together. We've got the Ace of Cups, again, the place of the heart. So this goes right together with the Lovers in terms of operating from the heart, operating from the intuition. This card does give you the indication of there being a channel, and that channel going through your heart chakra. So work on your heart chakra for the month of March, and think about your desire, what you want, what your heart's desire is, because we did talk about that in the other card. Other information for Cancer, or clarifying cards for Cancer, please. Okay, so this is the Five of Swords here. This to me indicates that there was a period of time where you may have been struggling. You may have been, just trying to figure out what you're going to do. There may have been a lot on your mind, and a lot of things being on your mind may have made it difficult for you to be in this mind space. But I definitely see that this is where you are right now. If this is not you, then this is somebody around you. Could be a male person, could be an air sign person who may bring information to you to help you get through this. So if you're not there yet, if you don't feel like this is you yet, and you feel like this is where you are, where you're still just trying to work through some mental conflict, then you want to reach out to people like this. Like I said, could be an air sign, could be a male person or person with a strong male energy that can help you think through some processes. But the main thing is to just get rid of that part of yourself that is self-defeating or self-abnegating or self-sabotaging or anything like that. If that is creeping up for you, you'll want to put an end to that. And I love this card because she's wielding her weapons and saying, hey, I'm done. I'm getting ready to put you on the ground. That also pertains to people who might be trying to do the same thing. I'm not suggesting anybody take out a weapon, but what I'm saying is you might have to put an end to it with your words or with your actions. All right, so the Hierophant is the teacher, and here I see a person in meditation. Again, meditation being good for you for this month. Sitting close to nature, getting close to nature, allowing nature to communicate and speak to you, and then allowing that interaction with nature to make the connection, to put things together for you. Because there's what it is that your spirit desires, and then there's the physical experience that you're having, and you want those two to align, to be aligned. And if they're not aligned, then you won't feel very victorious. You may be feeling more like this, like you're being defeated. So if you're in that situation, then get some lessons from the trees. Go hug a tree. Go spend some time outside. If you can, if the weather permits, even if it doesn't, wrap yourself up in a coat. It's nothing like crisp, cold, super cold air to clear your mind. If you're in an area where it's still, where it's cold. Okay. All right. So let's see where we are. So we have the Fool. There's a new start for you coming up. I'm seeing this associated with completing a task here. I see you here and here, both on a precipice of change. We talked about the pivot before, and so you are on the precipice of change. You've already accomplished a certain set of lessons, and now you're starting out on something new. And I think that this may be it may be about this relationship or this partnership that we drummed up and that was pulled up in the cards. So if you do have a partnership brewing, or even if you don't, be on the lookout for that, because it is favoring the moon. The full moon is favoring partnerships and connecting with kindred spirits, kindred souls, people who have similar goals, aspirations, or similar desires. So you just want to tap in there. I don't know if I said this already, but if you want to get a full moon view so that you can see how you're tying into that energy, I recommend it for you for March. Yeah. Well, that's a good close on this door. It's satiety, or being sated, being happy, being content, having that contentment, which is the most important thing for you all. Cancer, you all can think about lots of different desires or different things that you might want, but ultimately you want to be satisfied, you want to be content, you want to have the relationships around you, as well as the the things and the money and the trips or whatever else it is that you want. Whatever seeds that you have planted, know that it's been recorded in time. You are going to be seeing the wealth of that coming through for you. It's going to start in March, but do that little bit of homework around emotions, anything related to the emotions. You'll want to look at that. And of course, that's good for you too, because you are an emotional sign and a water sign. So water is your gauge. You know when you're good when your water is still, right? All right, so if there's anything else you need, if you need to reach out to me, you have any questions, just don't feel any hesitation about doing so. You can reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri at wooingnature.life. Don't forget to check out the full moon view. Don't forget to get your full moon reading starting on March 2nd. So from March 2nd to March 9th, you can make that happen. You can book yourself online or through the Facebook page. Like, share, subscribe. Share, especially with your friends, and share with the people that are not your friends, because sometimes they might need a little tweaking. All right. As always, I hope you have a great day and you have a wonderful life.